After 27 years, they opened Princess Diana's tomb, and everyone is shocked. On that fateful day, the world seemed to hold its breath in grief. Princess Diana, the English Rose, was forever taken from this world in a mysterious car accident in the heart of Paris. Her sudden death not only claimed the life of one of the most beloved figures of the royal family, but also left millions of hearts shattered and countless questions unanswered. In August 1997, England was frozen in shock. The woman who dared to challenge an entire monarchy, who had been hurt and fought alone against a cold institution, departed in circumstances so enigmatic that, to this day, no one has been able to explain them satisfactorily. For 27 years, her tomb, isolated within the serene grounds of Althorp Estate, became an absolute forbidden zone. No reporters, no public, not a single close-up image was ever recorded. All that remained were distant glimpses, fragmented accounts, and a suspicious silence stretching across nearly 3 decades. Until one recent morning, a mysterious convoy quietly entered Althorp. Men in full protective gear. The area around the Oval Lake, Diana's resting place, was suddenly sealed off. Cameras were blocked. The press was barred from access. No one knew what was happening. Yet, as is often the case with stories about Princess Diana, the truth always finds a way to surface. And this time, what was revealed sent shivers down the spines of the world once again. Princess Diana's tomb had been opened. No prior announcement, no official explanation, only silence and countless questions that left the world reeling. Why now, after nearly 3 decades? What was being sought or hidden? And could it be that the truth about Princess Diana's death has never been fully told? Paris, the night of August 31st, 1997. A Mercedes sped through the Pont de l'Alma tunnel. Inside were Princess Diana, her lover Dodi Al-Fayed, driver Henri Paul, and the final moments of a tragic love story left unfinished. The car crashed into a concrete pillar, killing Dodi and Henrique instantly. Diana was rushed to the hospital but did not survive. The sole survivor was bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones. But strangely, his memory of that fateful night was almost entirely gone. From that moment, conspiracy theories began to emerge. Many believed this was more than an accident. Diana, who had openly defied the royal family and claimed she was being targeted with psychological warfare, might have been silenced forever. A state funeral was held with grandeur, with millions lining the streets to mourn her. But curiously, Diana was not buried at a royal cemetery, not at Windsor, nor any traditional resting place for senior royals. Instead, her body was taken to her family's Althorp Estate, owned by the Spencer family. In the heart of a tranquil lake, on a small circular island, a solitary tomb was established. No headstone, no nameplate, no caretaker, and most notably, no one, except a few Spencer family members, was allowed near it. It was dubbed the Untouchable Tomb. No reporter ever gained access. Not a single close-up photo was ever published. All that was known was that the tomb lay amid dense trees surrounded by water, with no bridge or path, as if designed to conceal a secret forever. And that is precisely why, when news leaked that the tomb had been opened, the world was stunned. A gloomy morning in Northamptonshire. The Oval Lake was as still as ever, but then its tranquility was shattered by the unusual presence of strangers. Large trucks with tinted windows, specialized equipment typically seen in forensic excavations, and at the center of it all, the resting place of Princess Diana for the past 27 years. No news outlet reported it beforehand. No official statement from the Spencer family. No royals were present. Everything was kept under absolute secrecy, yet somehow a few blurry photos from afar leaked out. In them, a temporary fence was seen around the lake, and people in full protective gear, gloves, masks, clearly not ordinary gardeners or maintenance workers. An anonymous witness, living just a few hundred meters from Althorp, recounted seeing at least 2 unmarked black trucks and a convoy of SUVs entering the area at 5 a.m., an unusual time before sunrise. Furthermore, a private London-based security firm was hired to guard the site for 3 consecutive days. All access points were sealed. Local residents were advised to avoid curiosity and contact with the press. When a local newspaper reached out to the Spencer family's spokesperson, they received only a brief response. "We are conducting routine inspection and maintenance of the tomb. But this explanation did little to quell the wave of suspicion. If it was merely maintenance, why the full-body protective gear? Why was all information so tightly guarded, unlike previous renovations? And why, as multiple witnesses claimed, were forensic experts present? Soon after, a few independent outlets raised questions. Was this truly maintenance, or a covert excavation serving a far more serious purpose? An event as momentous as opening the tomb of Princess Diana, a national icon who once shook the British monarchy, should have been announced transparently and with dignity. Yet strangely, all involved parties chose an unnatural silence. The Spencer family, the only ones with authority over the tomb, issued a brief statement repeating the phrase, routine maintenance. No further details. No mention of the contractor, no accompanying images, no specific timeline. Charles Spencer, Diana's brother, whose eulogy at her funeral moved millions to tears, remained completely silent. His social media accounts made no mention of the event, despite the internet erupting with leaked information. The royal family, Buckingham Palace, maintained absolute silence. No confirmation, no response, no explanation. Even Prince William and Prince Harry, who have repeatedly spoken of their pain over their mother's death, were absent from Althorp during the tomb's opening. No media recorded any visits by them to Northamptonshire, even discreetly. A veteran investigative journalist who has closely followed Diana-related events wrote a chilling line. The scariest thing isn't what happened, but how everyone responsible is pretending it never did. An event of such sensitivity, instead of being clearly explained, was shrouded in a thick fog of misinformation. The public was left piecing together fragments from anonymous witnesses. And when official information vanishes, all that remains is speculation and doubt. A tomb opened in silence, a family withholding all details, a monarchy ignoring the event entirely. So what is truly happening beneath the ground, where the body of the woman who once shook England rests? Since 1997, countless conspiracy theories have surrounded Diana's death. Some were quickly dismissed by mainstream media, but others, even today, remain unproven false. And now, with the untouchable tomb opened, theories once thought dormant have resurfaced. The first, and one of the most haunting theories, is that Diana's body was never buried at Althorp. Some believe it was swapped in Paris or during transport to England. The isolated island burial, inaccessible to the public, fueled this suspicion. At her 1997 funeral, her coffin remained closed, with no one allowed a final glimpse. The royal family never confirmed the body's condition. This tomb opening, some independent investigators suggest, might be to conduct DNA testing or verify the true identity inside the coffin. The second theory, an excavation to reinvestigate her death. In 2008, an official inquiry concluded the crash was due to a drunk driver and paparazzi pursuit, but lawyers and forensic experts have never fully agreed. Security cameras in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel malfunctioned at the time of the crash. Medical reports on her injuries were inconsistent. Most chillingly, a handwritten letter by Diana, penned months before her death, stated, "They are planning to kill me in a car accident. The brakes will be tampered with. I will die from head injuries." That letter was kept a secret for years before leaking to the public. Could evidence linger in her body, a drug, a trace, a secret, only uncoverable through exhumation? The third, equally controversial theory, Diana was pregnant at the time of the crash. Her lover, Dodi Al-Fayed, was the son of billionaire Mohammed Al-Fayed, who publicly claimed Diana was carrying his child. If true, this would have shaken the royal family. A mixed-race child of royal blood with Arab heritage, something the monarchy's conservative factions could hardly accept. No official medical report has ever confirmed an autopsy or pregnancy test. If forensic experts were present during this tomb opening, the true purpose might be to examine what her body still holds. Finally, a bolder theory, evidence buried with her. Some investigators believe the coffin contains more than a body. Diana, who recorded conversations, kept daily diaries, and claimed to hold dangerous truths, may have been buried with sensitive documents. If those weren't destroyed, the only place they could remain is underground, guarded fiercely for 27 years. None of these theories have been confirmed. But with all official channels silent, every question, every doubt gains legitimacy. In a world of buried secrets, silence itself can signal a truth more terrifying than any rumor. When a secret is hidden too long, it no longer stays in the shadows. It seeps through cracks, spreading until it ignites public fervor. That fire erupted within days of the first leaked images of Diana's tomb opening. Social media exploded. Hashtags like hashtag Diana exhumed and what are they? Hiding trended globally. Many called the tomb opening a posthumous disrespect, the final indignity for a woman hounded by media until her last breath. Yet millions, especially those who never forgot that Paris night, believe that after 27 years, Diana deserves justice. And if justice lies beneath the earth, exhumation is necessary. International media pounced. Major outlets ran provocative headlines. The Guardian, why exhume if there's nothing to hide? The New York Times, Diana's tomb opened. Once again, England faces its past. Le Monde, France, Paris has never slept since that night, and perhaps never will. A German TV station sent reporters to Althorp, attempting drone access, only to be stopped by security with their drone confiscated. The more barriers erected, the more public suspicion grew. If nothing is amiss, why act as if something is being concealed? Forums from Reddit to Twitter, private Facebook groups to breaking news podcasts, buzzed with questions. If it's just maintenance, why no prior announcement? If nothing's wrong, why the secrecy? And if Diana truly died in a simple accident, why, after 27 years, dig beneath the earth? Faith in the 2008 conclusion that her death was an accident is wavering. A wave of demands for transparency has surged, especially from younger generations who never knew Diana in life, but grew up with unanswered questions. This post-Diana generation now demands justice louder than ever. Meanwhile, filmmakers, podcasters, and investigative channels have joined the race for truth. Special programs are in the works. A prominent U.S. investigative podcast released a trailer for an episode titled The Princess and the Coffin. Another major TV network announced a 4-part exclusive documentary, tentatively titled Diana, the Unburied Truth. The story is no longer a shadow of doubt confined to Althorp's isolated tomb. It has become a global media earthquake, rippling from England to America, Paris to Sydney, upending what was thought settled for nearly 3 decades. Diana, the Princess of England's hearts, was not one to fade into oblivion. But what makes her death unique lies not only in the horrific Paris crash, but in her final words. Before her death, Diana told a close friend, American doctor James Colthurst, a chilling statement. "They're going to kill me, James. They'll stage a car accident, and I won't survive." This prophecy that was documented in a famous letter Diana wrote in October 1996, less than a year before her death. In it, she detailed a plot against her, outlining the method, motive, and outcome. That letter was written during a tumultuous period. Her marriage to Prince Charles had collapsed, his extramarital affairs were exposed, and Diana was engulfed by media frenzy, pressure, and royal indifference. She wrote, "They're planning to kill me in a car accident. The brakes will be tampered with. I'll die from head injuries. And months later, Charles will marry Camilla, as if I never existed." And these weren't impulsive words. They were a distillation of fear, intuition, and the chilling clarity of a woman who knew the forces she faced. In another letter, Diana shared feeling constantly watched, as if death loomed closer daily. Then, on August 31st, 1997, her prophecy came true. A car crash in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel. Henri Paul died instantly. Diana followed soon after. Something happened, exactly as she described. Yet oddly, the Mercedes brakes were inspected and found intact. Diana's injuries, particularly to her head, didn't fully align with a typical crash. Questions arose. Why were there no cameras recording in central Paris? Why was evidence of the driver's intoxication, beyond dubious medical figures, unconvincing? And why was the rescue effort, which could have saved someone with soft tissue injuries, so slow and irregular? For nearly 3 decades, Diana's death has been cloaked in layers of doubt, opacity, and unanswered questions. Now, with her tomb open after 27 years, as her letters and warnings resurface, one can't help but wonder, was this a prophecy or an indictment she left for posterity? With every leaked rumor, every shared image, every whisper in the press, Diana's story is reborn, as if it never ended. Perhaps the Princess of England's hearts is still waiting to be heard fairly. And perhaps if justice for Diana exists, it won't be found in silence. After 27 years, can we uncover the truth about Princess Diana's death? Or will it remain an unsolved mystery, buried with the past and closed files? Recently, a powerful wave demanding a reinvestigation has emerged, not just from fans, but from legal experts, journalists, and the global public. It's increasingly clear that too many questions remain unanswered. Diana's death is no longer a private matter between the royals and media. It's a legitimate demand from a global community. We want the truth. As news of the tomb's exhumation leaked, pressure from the public and media intensified. Calls for an official reinvestigation grew louder. Prominent independent lawyers and investigators questioned gaps in the 2008 inquiry's conclusions. Why were they so vague? Why was there no thorough examination of the fateful Mercedes? And did someone in power manipulate evidence? International media joined the fray with headlines openly questioning, if Diana's death wasn't an accident, why have we accepted it passively? Some forensic experts argue it's time for an international investigation with independent analysts from multiple countries. Mark Stevens, a renowned lawyer specializing in unresolved cases, said, Diana was a global icon. Her death shocked the world. Without truth, no one can find peace, not just her family, but millions who loved her. Evidence never re-examined is now under scrutiny. Independent forensic doctors note that Diana's injuries don't fully match a standard traffic accident. The Pont de l'Alma tunnel's surveillance system, reportedly down during the crash, shows signs of tampering. Were key pieces of evidence deliberately destroyed to protect those in power? Some political analysts suggest the original investigation may have been swayed by diplomatic and national security factors. If Diana was killed for reasons tied to royal honor or international relations, the consequences would be immense, not just for the UK, but for the Western world. In a world where media and power coexist, many believe the truth about Diana's death was hidden, not because it couldn't be revealed, but because it wasn't allowed to be. Though the official investigation closed long ago, in the public's heart, it never ended. With every new clue, every leaked document, every forgotten detail revisited, the search for truth continues. Will there be a new investigation? Or will it all sink back into silence as if no one ever asked? I want to be remembered as someone people felt close to, a woman with an open heart, ready to help the less fortunate. This wasn't just a personal wish. It was a prophecy of Diana's life and legacy, the Princess of Compassion. Though gone, the light she left burns as brightly as ever. Diana's story is no longer just headlines or historical memory. It's woven into the fabric of life, an endless inspiration for millions worldwide. From campaigns against HIV/AIDS stigma to protecting impoverished children, her every step left a profound mark on a society craving empathy and connection. In her final days, Diana never abandoned her ideals. She once said, "Remember, every day is a chance to help, to love, and to change this world." No one understood the pressures she faced, from media, societal prejudice, and the royal family's cold walls. But Diana chose to stand with the vulnerable. With a courageous heart, she showed the world that compassion could transcend royal rules. Diana opened a new chapter for the royal image, one of authenticity, empathy, and connection. Unlike royals who kept their distance, she stepped down, held the hands of HIV patients, embraced orphans, and looked into cameras with unguarded sincerity. She didn't just do charity, she lived it. Cancer support funds, children's organizations, awareness campaigns, all testify to a tireless heart. Even after her passing, her legacy continues to grow. Those she helped, those she moved, have carried her path forward. To them and the world, Diana was more than a princess. She was a symbol of courage, unconditional love, and proof that compassion can change the world. Diana also forced the royal family to evolve. Before her, the monarchy was distant, rigid, and formulaic. Her warmth, candor, and kindness compelled them to reflect, to listen, open up, and draw closer to the public. Even after her death, Diana's shadow looms over every broadcast, interview, and royal story. She never left. She's present in a quieter way. Diana wasn't just a beauty or fashion icon. She was a symbol of life, living authentically, fully for others. Though her passing left lingering questions, one truth is undeniable. Her legacy endures in the public's heart. She's a woman the world can't and won't forget. A compassionate heart that brought the world to tears. A soul that touched millions. Though gone with every step in action, Diana lives on in those who love her. The values she passed down, compassion, courage, resilience, continue inspiring generations. Her story, from child protection campaigns to fighting societal prejudice, remains integral to our memory. Until all secrets surrounding her death are unveiled, her tale will keep captivating the world, a reminder that though she's gone, her legacy lives in every heart. Diana will always be an indelible part of history, a symbol of love and strength.